All right, we're going.
Hey, welcome to the White Boy
White Boy
Variety Show. I
Variety
had to,
Hour.
I
Yep,
had to walk myself through it.
we rebranded.
Because who the fuck talks about tabletop games around here? Am I right?
Honestly, despite the fact that that's one of the talking points I had for today.
Ignoring the fact that I am going to talk about tabletop games today, a little bit as a
A
treat.
little bit.
Uh, last last one of the year.
Yeah.
Really cutting it close on that one too.
Nah, it's fine. We got time. There's still one more day before it's
Yeah,
really cutting
yeah,
it close.
yeah. Well, we all except that one time, but that doesn't count.
That
We
doesn't
always
count.
come through. Mulligan.
Yeah.
Uh, we've been playing.
Well, I've been playing a couple of games. I got a lot of stuff with Christmas and all. But I think probably at least the new game that I've been playing the most is Arc Raiders. Someone got me that for Christmas, and I've been playing that. And I'll be honest, I played Tarkov for a while. I was expecting another Tarkov. I was not optimistic. Uh, nah, that shit's fun. Uh, at least in the single player where it's only you. You don't have a squad with you. I don't think I've ever encountered a more cooperative community. Like people, you could just run up to people and say, "Hey, I'm looking for this," and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I saw that back in the building over there," and they'll lead you to it. Uh, I think the only time I've ever had PvP in the solo was when someone mistook me for a robot when I rounded the corner, and then they immediately gave me healing and apologized.
Oops, my bad.
Literally an oops, my bad. Uh, I'm told that as soon as you get into like the duos and the trios stuff, it immediately turns back into Tarkov, but I haven't messed around with that. But yeah, game good. I was pleasantly surprised. The gameplay is fun. It doesn't feel like a huge hassle when you die because you can kind of just get most of it back. So I think I'm like 8 hours in at this point, and it's pretty fun so far.
Nice.
What about you? What have you been up to?
Okay. Huge news.
Sure, sure.
Fantastic news. Big news. I finally beat Baldur's Gate 3.
Holy shit, he did it.
Took me 2 systems, 4 save files, 2 years, and like 250 hours, but I beat the motherfucker
He did
two
it.
nights ago. 2 nights ago. Fantastic game. Fantastic game. Fabulous. Loved
For
it.
real.
Wonderful, wonderful experience.
It
Almost immediately probably gonna do another playthrough.
Yeah. It's oh man, it really sucks that nobody gets to Act 3 because it is probably the best act in my opinion.
It's very good. I really like Act One. I really like Act Three. Act Two is fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. I slugged through Act Two to get to Act Three. My only complaint is, I mean, it's basically a byproduct of things I've complained about with uh, Fifth Edition 2014 in and of itself, which is that combat slugs, especially once the game starts throwing like 18 dudes at you, and then 18, and then you have like extra companions like AI or
Yeah,
more than
yeah.
just your four, and then you're sitting there like, yep, these 18 intellect devours are gonna run around, but they don't actually do anything. They don't have enough movement speed, so I just get to sit here and watch 18, 15 foot movement,
Yeah,
actions.
yeah. My real issue with Act 2, and it's a good act, I'm not saying it's not, but like I think the whole like, oh, you must remain in the light kind of thing. It was
Yeah,
fun for the first like half, and then it just got kind of annoying.
I find it kind of a pain in the ass, um, but it's fairly easy to make irrelevant. So kind of like
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I almost wonder why you even make it a point if you're gonna make it that easy to invalidate the issue.
Yeah, there's definitely like a lot of it's a good act and you can get over like you can deal with a lot of the hassle. It's just like the fact that the other two, like the Act 1 and Act 3 are so awesome automatically makes Act 2 look a little weaker. Though I do find it immensely funny that like the majority of the bosses in that zone, you can just tell them to kill themselves, and if you have a high enough charisma, they will.
Uh, Act Two is fantastic, story wise. I think its place in the story is really good. There's a lot of good lore there.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Most of my problems are pacing and gameplay issues, and I'm gonna turn around and like love on this game here in a minute. Don't because I just talked about how I beat it and I think it's really good.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but Act Two, uh, there's a there's NPCs to talk to, but they're much more spread out compared to the other two acts, and I think you can kind of notice that because you spend a lot of time just kind of wandering.
Yeah.
So then half like you talk to everybody at the inn, then you fuck off and go wander the town, the Shadowlands, and all the conversations there are tied to like fights, and it's like fights you can tell people to, and you should kill yourself now,
Yeah.
uh, which I mean those are cool, and I like the lore, and I like learning about Catherick and all that stuff, and it's all cool, but it drags when it's like you don't realize how much entertainment in this game is from the dialogue until you get very little of it, and it's just fight after fight, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'll fight. I'll fight these 18 fucking mud mephits or whatever the fuck.
Right. You wanna okay, real quick. Do you wanna know it would have been so cool. It's a really cool bit of lore you would have found in Act 2, but they cut it for some reason.
Sure.
Apparently, Halsin was the one who killed Ketherick's daughter.
Yo,
And
king shit,
the
king shit.
the weird fucking spear you find under the grove after you do all that?
Hmm.
Apparently that was the weapon he used to do it.
Nice.
But they cut that for some reason. I'm not sure why.
That's my one of my other bigger complaints. Um, the non-origin NPCs get shafted, dude.
No,
These
for
poor
real.
guys. Especially Halson. Sometimes I sit there and wonder, why are you here? Why did you come with me?
Seriously.
Like,
He
why are you're just here because you're like you like the vibes, brother?
yeah.
I spoilers, brother. I killed a bard 10 minutes ago. The vibes are atrocious.
True. And there's also like Jaheira. I don't know what you did with her quest line, but like she has a really good quest line in Act 3 and then
Mhm.
fucking nothing. Jack
Dude,
shit after
I
that.
got I got to the fucking epilogue. She wouldn't even talk to me. I was like, okay, cool.
Did you save what's his nuts? The monk?
The monk.
Yeah, yeah, the monk from her quest line. Oh my god, you didn't?
There's a monk in her quest line.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In Act 3 of the quest line when you're trying to break into the vault.
Yeah,
Yeah, the monk dude.
the bald guy,
Yeah.
Minsk.
Yeah.
My brother in Christ put some respect on his name. He's a fucking ranger.
I have okay, I respect him into a monk. That's what I'm remembering. I haven't played Act 3 in fucking ages, dog.
You put that's Minks of Rashomon, and you will put some respect on his fucking name. God damn it!
I'm deep. I'd like to apologize. I've made a series of grave missteps. Anyway, yeah, did you save that
And,
motherfucker?
of course, I saved Minks. He's been in my party since
Okay,
Baldur's Gate
okay.
1, brother.
I was just gonna say because I had a buddy who played through it and he didn't know you could save Minsk and he got really confused when I told him that you could.
No, 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 no. I obviously I say, look, I played the first two Baldur Gates games as well. He's ride or die. Him and Jahira, ride or die.
Hell yeah.
I used them for an absurd amount of time in Act 3
Huh?
because my boys are back in town.
Of course,
We're
yeah.
rolling up, and then you can kill Vaconia. So my not boy is now dead. Uh, it's like okay, perfect. Uh, they just don't get. I wish they would have found a way to get them to you in Act 1 or Minx in particular, because I think Jahira joining you early Act 2 would have been fine, and getting Minx some like at the end of Act 1 or in Act 2 would have been better. Give them more time.
Yeah, the fact that
I
they got
don't. I don't
introduced.
like. I don't like that the legacy party members are pushed to the background to that extent.
Yeah, the fact that they get introduced so late just makes it really difficult to give them like meaningful content. Like Jaheira's got pretty good stuff, but then after that it's like, eh.
It's like so. What I did is I got Jahira and I put her in my party as soon as I got to the lower city, or as
Uh,
soon as I got to Rivington. No, 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 no. I lied. I went to Rivington with the regular guys, and then getting into the lower city, I got Jahira in my party. I went and I got Minx immediately and did all the fucking side content with those two to
uh-huh.
give them time. But I wish, if nothing else, you could have got Minx almost immediately in Act 3 in Rivington, because that's
Yeah.
1/3 of the third act that he's just not there for.
Yeah.
And it sucks because that's my goat right there.
True, I love that guy. And he's
Him
voiced
and
by Matt
Boo,
Mercer. Dude,
and he's
that's
voiced
my
by Matt
goat.
Mercer. So that kind of sucks. I think they're written well still, and they're performed well, and it makes sense what they're doing. I just wish they got more time.
Yeah.
And then you get like Halcyon, who in universe, I'm not really sure why he even shacks up with us because like everything he's invested in is wiped out by the end of Act Two, and then he's just there.
Yeah. I think it's
He's
more of a
literally just there.
situation. I think if I had to posit what the reason is, it was that he was like, I got nothing else to do. This is exciting. I might as well.
Yeah, I think 100% he's just there because he was already there in universe. I just wish that he voiced that.
Yeah.
If the character was like, "Yeah, I'm just here for the ride. You help me, I'm gonna help you." I think he says that one time at the end of his stuff in the Shadowlands. He'll be like, "Yeah, I'll keep helping you just because you helped me." Can you voice that some more? Because you just seem like you're a piece of cardboard by this point.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah.
maybe some of that's on me because I don't really use Halcyon that much. But
Well, okay. So I've the one playthrough I did all the way to completion, I played with the expanded party mod where I could just bring fucking everyone. Destroyed the
mm,
balance, by the way, but at least I got all the like dialogue stuff.
yeah,
Uh but I can say with with fair certainty that Halson, unless you do the romance, I haven't done his romance, but from what I'm told, he has decent content if you do the romance. But aside from that, he kind of just does become John Druid Cardboard Man in the Act 3.
he's Mister. We need a druid. Oh fuck, your hero's right here.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
But we can't get a bard or a sorcerer. Fuck you.
Well, originally, oh, what's her fucking name? The girl you kill is Dark Urge.
Yeah, I know. And in theory, the Darkers would have been your sorcerer companion too, but they don't fill that role functionally in the game. They're just there.
Yeah,
So there's no bard, there's no sorcerer party member,
it
and technically no monk either, I guess.
yeah, that's why I respect Minsk because I already had Jahira as a ranger. Uh,
But those are all relatively minor complaints.
yeah.
And Minthara I killed, so
Oh,
I
fair.
gotta do another playthrough and beat her
Well, with
because
Thara, she's got some real. I did save her on my playthrough, and okay, if you're doing a good playthrough, most of her dialogue is "What the fuck? Why are you making me do this? I want to be evil." Uh,
uh,
and if you're doing an evil
all,
playthrough, she's incredible for that. I've done half of an evil playthrough, and she was awesome.
all I know is that people have told me that I will like her, and I need to go through and play it again to get her. So now that I've done a playthrough on the normal difficulty, at some point I will do a playthrough on Tactician because I can. If that's the only hard part of getting the plat in that game, because on the PlayStation, honor mode is a separate list, so you can still get the plat without it.
Oh, nice.
So that's the hardest part of getting the plat, which is probably doable. It's gonna suck, but every other playthrough I'm gonna do on easy mode because I'm just here to vibe. I want the story content. I don't give a fuck about your fucking gameplay anymore.
True. Yeah,
um,
I'm actually so some friends and I put together. We decided we were going to finally beat the game with co-op, and
yeah.
we've put together a weekly thing like a D&D session where we just sit down for like 4 hours and play Baldur's Gate. It's I think it's later. Yeah, it's later today actually.
Baller.
And I think my favorite part of the whole thing, God bless her, a friend of mine put together like I think 100 and something mods. Like
Wow.
she put together a whole list and she like made sure everything worked. She made sure all the patches were in line. She got the mod order up, and it's been a blast so far. It adds like hundreds of more encounters to the game because there's like 7 of us, and we didn't want to have it just be a breeze because some players haven't played the game like at all before. And it's been a lot of fun so far. It
I,
is been something of a mistake having only one tank, but you know we ball. It's fine.
I I'm actually fairly impressed with the console modding menu too, because as far as I can tell, it's I mean obviously it's not like pulling up a Nexus, but there's hundreds of pages worth of mods on console as well, and like
Yeah,
that has to be it has to be a fairly reasonable upload process for console because there are mods on there that I didn't think would be an option for me.
yeah. So okay, I have a friend who actually does that modding, so I have a decent window into how that works. Basically, from what I can tell or what I'm told, there's a website that you upload the mods to, like on your computer, and then they
Mhm.
become accessible in the modding menu in game, and that they kind of linked those two, and that's how you can use those.
Nice.
So
Yeah, no,
it has less like file functionality than the Nexus because it has certain requirements, but at the same time, it kind of just works.
in my head, in theory too, that's actually probably a decent exercise for modders just to kind of get used to like working in constraints. Because if you ever push those skills into like working on a project for a console, you kind of have to know that kind of stuff, anyways.
Right, yeah. It's kind of similar to what Bethesda did with Skyrim, except not totally fucked and like
Yeah,
actually a good company. Sorry. Uh,
this game made this, up until the last couple of weeks, Larry had made Bethesda look like a joke,
True.
and we
Yeah.
don't talk about it.
We don't talk about the last few weeks with Larry, and I hope to God they do something better once the new year
They can
comes
they
around.
can they can walk they can walk it back or just they can do something. They'll figure something out.
I think man, okay, brief side tangent. Literally anything except what they're currently doing would be better. Like, listen, Sven Vinke, you're an excellent director. You've got a great storytelling mind. Telling people to shut the fuck up is not a good PR move. I'm sorry,
It's
it just doesn't work.
it's literally like anything would have been better. Just being like, well, that's how it is. Okay, man. At least you're not being rude about it, or walking it back and apologizing. Either one is objectively better than being a prick about it.
Yeah, either one would have been better than getting, frankly, kind of butthurt about it and just being a massive asshole. And at the
I,
same time, I do admit that the response has been a little bit overblown because yes, AI is bad, don't use it in games. But a lot of the things I've seen about it online is making it seem like they're using it for development, which they're not, but also the amount that they're using it is still too much.
I mean, my argument is that using it in any step of the process is a mistake. Shouldn't be done. It is
Oh,
using it in
absolutely.
development,
Yeah.
even though none of the resources are going to be in the final game. Any step of the process is tainted once you include that purview, because now we have to trust that every person on the team did their due diligence to remove every element of it, and I do find it hard to believe that every single person on their art team did. I know they're all incredible artists. I've played their games, but that doesn't mean. I mean, things slip through the cracks all the time.
No, well, 100%. You even saw that with Expedition 33. Like in the
Yeah,
final product there was stuff like that. I agree
which they
100%.
had to patch out, and we don't want that situation to occur.
Yeah.
It makes that game look really bad, which sucks. It's also incredible, but they used it at all, and now it's like I got to look at everything in that game and second guess anything.
No, 100%. I do want to make clear, I do agree with that. I think don't use AI in games, period, unless you're using it for, like, I don't know, some kind of, like, innovative interaction feature. But even then, that's weird. Like,
I've reached a point. There are things with AI that I think, and none of it has to do with the artistic side whatsoever, to be clear,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that should always just be people. There were things in theory that this kind of technology could have been used for, mostly like the analytical tasks, uh, dummy code that can be refined, things that are scientific and purely mathematical, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But we're at a point where you've opened Pandora's box and it's going in the wrong direction. And at this point, throw it all out. Do everything by hand again. It's too late. You fucked it.
Yeah.
Anything that this could have been used for in a positive manner in the correct way has been ruined, and now you don't deserve any of it. Go back to doing it by hand.
Yeah, the one
Also,
thing
either way, you're fucking the environment, and our planet can't really handle that right now.
True. Yeah, the one thing that like when AI was first like kind of becoming a thing, I was really excited about was there was this one like Skyrim, of course it was this fucking Skyrim mod. This one Skyrim mod I saw where someone had hooked up in like one of the NPCs to this like chat GPT or whatever it was at the time. It was like really early stages of it. And they were able to make an interactive thing where like you talk to the AI with your microphone, it processes that, comes up with a response based on the character, and I thought that was sick as hell. That's so interesting. But at this point, it's just kind of not worth it because you have to use an AI, which already sucks because, like you said, the environment and the moral stuff and all that. And you have to get a voice actor to consent to giving up their voice, which also kind of sucks. And
Which you
it's
should,
like,
which, and if you're in that position, do not do that. Do not give up your likeness
yeah,
ever.
no, ever. Like that's so. I talked about arc raiders earlier. That's one of the big reasons people don't like arc raiders is because the voice actors did that.
Yeah.
Specifically, I believe for the voice filters you can enable because I think it's a streamer feature they added where you can have like a voice filter so you don't sound like yourself. Those voices were done by voice actors who consented to giving up their likeness for that, which I think kind of does suck.
it's basically at a point where any part of this that steps into the creative realm, acting, writing, art, fucking camera placement, anything, animating, none of it. It got nothing to do with it. And obviously, at this point, I don't think people have proven they can't be trusted with this technology. So burn it, box it, bin it,
Yep,
get rid
I
of it.
think it could have been cool and you fucked it. So now you just got to get rid of it.
If you used it to make a programmer's life easier, to make it so they only have to review like low level code, I think there's a use case. But you don't deserve to once you abuse this technology this way, there's no use case that's going to justify it to me, especially when you're killing our planet double time and a planet that's
Yeah,
already dying.
yeah,
There is no use case at that point for me, anyways. But like the switch from like I don't agree, I don't like it, but I can understand to okay, now you're just being irresponsible. It's flipped.
yeah. It's you lost your privileges. You couldn't handle it. Uh,
It,
Also, don't be a dick about it when people say, "Hey, don't use that."
anyway, yeah, I'm really hoping that Larian locks this back or it does literally anything to salvage this nightmare because I want to play Divinity, but I gotta kind of stick to my morals. And if they're gonna see this technology through and be that blatantly supportive of it, I don't know if I can.
Yeah, I'm in kind of the same boat, and it really sucks because I've been a fan of Divinity for fucking ages. And if
Yeah,
like that was the first RPG I played was Divinity Original Sin 1. Uh, and if they end up sticking to their guns, I just kind of on principle can't play the game, and that really
yeah.
sucks.
It sucks because unfortunately I have found myself to be a fairly principled individual. It's one of the things in our server that people pin to me, that point to me. They I stick to my guns on this shit. Unfortunately,
Ah, damn, he's
so
got morals and he sticks to them. How could he?
hey man, that's rarer than you might think. I take a little bit of pride in it, and I shouldn't, but I do. Uh, and I'm blown away by Baldur's Gate 3, and you can see the love in that game. And I'm sure you could probably see the love in what comes out of Divinity, but all that love's gonna seem like tainted and false to me if they don't say anything about this. Walk it back. At least explain to me why they did it this way.
or
Like,
in
tell me why this was important to
or
you.
maybe in more detail what they're using it for. Even that, I'd be like, as long as I know what they're using it for, I'm not gonna like it. I'm still probably not gonna play it, but I won't be as angry about it. Because like, if it's like, oh yeah, we use the AI to generate like a summary of our meetings, so we can send that to the people who weren't there. Like that's, I mean, it's weird,
Well,
but okay, I
my
guess.
understanding is they did explain what they were using it for.
Oh, did that? I must have missed that actually.
From what I understand, I don't have a source to throw at this because I just read it like in passing, from news outlets and stuff. So do your own due diligence. But from what I read, it's like they used it so concept artists could get reference images on
Uh,
things that they need to draw,
I don't
which
like
is
that.
one horrible. Two,
Yeah,
they were like, so we could pare down the time we spend like looking for references on reference boards, and it's like, no, fuck
bro.
you. Look on
What the
reference
fuck?
boards. What
That's
do
the
you mean?
whole point. What?
It's like it's making our artists' jobs easier, and I'm like,
Uh,
I respect your desire to make people's jobs easier. However, this is what you're paying them for. They're trained professionals. Make them do their job. I have no sympathy for that.
Also,
I really don't.
every artist that I know is like it. The idea of having to use AI generated shit for their references would be almost insulting. Well, no, would be insulting even.
But I'm not gonna throw that at the artist because I don't know
Yeah,
any individual
yeah,
artist's opinion on that in the company. They could just as well as anybody else just be stuck with this situation they're in. If your
yeah,
boss says, "Don't waste time looking at here's your deadline. Don't waste time looking at images to generate them," what else are you gonna do?
yeah, yeah. That's fair. It's
Like it's all as principled as I like to think of myself as. It is one thing to make the stand from my end as a consumer. These people are getting paid and probably need to, they got to pay your bills. You got responsibilities to pay for. These people got families. I
yeah,
can't necessarily blame someone as much as I want to be like, yeah, take a stand, and I would respect the hell out of someone for doing it. When it's your job throwing this at you, I do understand being like, all right, well, I got no choice.
yeah,
I
yeah.
wouldn't put that
Exactly.
art in your portfolio, but if it's what you got to do to pay your bills, or even if it's a project you're ultimately passionate about, I can kind of excuse it in the respect of you're being forced to use this technology.
Yeah,
from a higher up.
if it's an exec decision, then like, obviously, the artists. I don't know any of them. I can't speak to any of them, so I have no way to confirm fucking anything. But
Yeah,
like, if it's an exec decision, then I have a lot of sympathy for the people who are having to use it.
I can't imagine that the artist wouldn't be willing to do it the old-fashioned way, considering they're all trained
Yeah,
in some way, whether it's self-training or not. This technology is too new for 90% of their art team, who, from what I understand, are mostly people who worked on Baldur's Gate 3 before this technology was prevalent. This prevalent, I'm sure, there's
yeah, yeah.
uh, don't know how to do this. And moreover, there's like a long-term impact to losing skills like that. There's a reason you have senior positions and your junior positions and something in the middle. These the stuff in this process that would be like you have your juniors helping you get references and presenting, reference sketches and stuff like that that go up the chain. So they have these skills when they're in the senior position and can direct people based around the knowledge they have from this procedure. So the more you put that on technology that isn't a person, can't make nuanced decisions, can't make, can't take consideration for different elements, just spits out a thing, a lifeless thing. And that goes for any discipline,
Yeah.
not just art. Means in 15, 20 years, all our senior guys, all our senior positions, we have no fucking clue what to do.
Yeah, and I think especially for like voice acting and stuff, because the voice actors for Baldur's Gate were the life of that game. Like even after it released, they did so much work to like, they obviously loved their characters, and there's a whole
Yeah.
world of like out of a meta knowledge that like makes it so much deeper. Like for example, Karlach's voice actor, she's been super open about the fact that she was struggling with a chronic illness that she thought would kill her during the voice acting of Karlach, which just adds a whole other depth to all of Karlach's stuff. And
Yeah, you should. Sorry, good.
I was just gonna say, I don't think that it would be a disservice to everybody involved to have AI in a thing like that.
Well, it's crazy to me that Larian would turn around and do this. Um, oh fuck, is it Jennifer English? I think her name is right.
Yeah, yeah, I think
Shadowheart
so.
just won a fucking award for her performance in a game with a role that she probably got because of the experience she had voicing a character like Shadowheart. The
Yeah,
breadth of the role, like how much there is to do, how deep her role is. She's got some of the most lines in that game. I think it's top three,
I still
like in
haven't. I
terms of
still need to
hours.
play that game. I'll just admit that I
No,
haven't played
no, no,
that.
no. Shadowheart
Oh,
has
Shadow.
like
Oh,
some
yeah,
of the most
no, a
lines in that
hundred
game.
percent.
That kind of experience, I'm positive, contributed to how good of a job. And then to turn around and look at something like you in some way or other contributed to the success of like this person's career is not entirely made by Larry, and obviously though she's been around their block for a while. Um, but just knowing that you contributed to that and then spitting in like the face of art, it sucks.
Yeah,
I'm actually more mad about it the more I talk about it.
yeah. Oh, this was a tangent, by the way. This was like I think 10 minutes ago. I said brief side tangent, by the way.
That's the point of the show, man. We'll get back to
True.
the original topic of talking about Baldur's Gate 3 in a minute, but this is I'm spitting.
Yeah, no, for real. Fuck AI. It sucks. Don't use it.
Miserable technology. I don't like I said, there were use cases in my head that were almost justifiable, but now that we've gotten to a point of using it to a degree at such capacity that it's harming the environment more than we could fix, and prevalently in things that it has no place in, of artistic disciplines, of disciplines that need human nuance, it
And
should be dumbstraight.
also, also the fact that the fucking PC parts market is in goddamn shambles now. Like,
Yeah.
dog, I
Well,
have in.
it all contributes, right? Because they're
Yeah, yeah,
taking these
yeah.
parts, and those parts are what are fucking our environment right now. Like the
True.
electrical output's crazy.
Like what I have in my PC, I bought I think two 32 sticks of DDR5 like months ago. And it was like I think like I got it on sale. It was like $80, I think. Dude, I have my retirement plan in my PC right now. That's like thousands of dollars. It's insane.
Yeah, no. So I've been playing games on consoles for the last year or so because I can't even afford to save enough money to get a new computer. because
Uh,
these parts are so goddamn expensive.
God fucking damn it, dude. I was working on getting stuff for a new card, and then all of a sudden it's like, nope, fuck you. I hate it so much.
A, a year and a half ago, I would have spent what 1,500 for a computer that would match me with the stuff that our group likes to play.
1,500 would future proof you, honestly.
Yeah. Well, that's the point, right? I want to be able to play stuff that's coming out with everybody who wants to play stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to have to buy shit like Borderlands 4 on the PS5. I want to be able to get it on the computer and just play it,
Right,
and
right.
then be good to go. That's gonna be like 3,000 if I'm lucky now.
Yeah.
I can't
Uh
afford to do that.
no, I don't think there's a lot of people who can't, but unfortunately AI is hungry.
So just fucking everybody down the chain. I'm really bummed. I really hope they walk this back or do something. I respect that for the flow of the development and because of funding and people's jobs. They probably can't get rid of the work they've done, but I hope they don't do anything more with it. If they right now, if like the new year, they were like, "We'll stop it. What we got's what we got, but nothing else will be made that way." Fine, I'll let it
Yeah,
go.
I can accept
You
that.
get you
Yeah.
get you get one. You get one, right? This is your one. I fucked up. We'll stop. Optimally, you throw it all out, but I realize that that's not economical and
Yeah.
would damage employees as well. Employees who were probably stuck with the situation that higher ups made, like
Yeah.
the guy we were fucking talking about earlier.
Sven
But
Vinke. Yeah.
yeah, um, but I like you've got enough goodwill that I will not inherently trust you ever again, but we'll let it go and we'll look at buying your game when it comes out if I know you at least walk it back going forward.
Yeah.
Given your planned release date, it's still got to be early enough in development that, in theory, it's recoverable
Did they put
in
out
my head.
an announced or a planned release
Not
date
like a
yet?
release date, but I think they were saying like you'll be looking at least 2027, 2028.
That's yeah. I was kind of expecting 28 ish.
And yeah, I mean, I think there's enough time to course correct at least with the more substantial parts of the project. But I also don't know because I don't know their internal workings, right? I don't know their deadlines or their planned, anything.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hard to say. But I really do hope they find a way to turn it around because I do want to play Divinity, but I sure the fuck won't.
Yep.
I've been through a drought of CRPGs for more of my life than I've had them actively coming out. I am not afraid to go back and play a 30-year-old game again.
Yep. And it. Oh man, that trailer at the Game Awards. I was talking with my dad after the fact, and like I described it as they were lowering the rent in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
It's like, oh hey, by the way, usually we make pretty dark fantasy stuff. Baldur's Gate was actually kind of upbeat for us.
Fucking yeah. No, that's a crazy like speed running, burning your goodwill too.
Oh
Build up
yeah,
all that
yeah.
goodwill from this amazing, like masterful, artful project, and then light a match and light your fucking house on fire.
That's ironic given the contents of that fucking trailer, but yeah.
That's
Yeah.
ironic given the themes they have in play in Baldur's Gate 3.
True.
That's ironic given the thematic storytelling that you won't get using tools like that, by the way, in your own fucking game that made you more popular.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Goobers.
was I was talking with a friend of mine who started playing like they played Baldur's Gate 3 and then they started playing Divinity after seeing the trailer. Original Sin 1 and 2, I should clarify.
Mhm.
Uh and they got through part of Divinity Original Sin 1, got bored with it and started playing Original Sin 2. Uh and it was really fucking funny because they have you played Original Sin 2?
Some of it.
Okay, so I guess brief spoiler warning, I guess, for the first act, but like when you get out of Act 1, the companions you have with you are the only ones you get for the rest of the game. Like the ones that are in your party are the only ones you have for the rest of the game, and they weren't expecting that, and it was really funny because they got so confused. Like, wait, why can't I go back and talk to XYZ, the people they left back on the island? I love Divinity Original Sin 2. Good game.
Anyway, on the original topic we had, Baldur's Gate 3 is pretty good. I like it
Yeah,
a lot.
true.
You can see the love in that game. My one of my other problems. So they have a couple of obviously they have the returning characters that I talked about. They also have returning Sarvok. He's
Yeah,
from Baldur's
yeah.
Gate 1, and they sure did butcher his fucking arc from the second game.
I've not played the second or first games.
They're really good. Anyway, he's got this whole gray like thing going on with like some of his elements in one of I think it's I remember correctly, it's one of the expansions for the second game. It's not even the base game.
Uh-huh.
Regardless, he gets some pseudo like because he's a chosen or he was, and
Right.
he was the bad guy, and then it's not quite a redemption arc, but it's just that there's more at play with him than just being murder
John
man.
Murder, yeah.
Uh, apparently I got chucked out the fucking window, dog. I don't know.
Yeah, so you're talking about I guess spoilers again. You're talking about the thing in the fucking Ballite
His
Temple.
his cameo in the Ball Light Temple, yeah.
Yeah. From what I understood, that was more of like a projection, like a testing projection, but I haven't played the first two games, so I couldn't tell you.
I don't know, because like he summons dudes, but you roll up and you just kill him and he just dies. There's a corpse there.
That's true. Yeah. I hadn't thought
So
about that.
like the way it reads to me, and also you go down there and you can read in you can read Orin's backstory a little bit in that book behind her boss fight arena,
Uh-huh.
which implies that Starbuck's just been doing shit, which means he's just been doing shit somehow, some way, right?
Right.
It's been 130 years.
I don't know. I mean, Jahara and Minsk are still around.
Jaheira's an elf.
Well,
Minsk was turned
yeah.
to stone.
Well, yeah, but they're still around.
My point wasn't even how long like he's alive. I don't even remember what fucking race he is. My point is, it's been 130 years and nothing's changed. He's the same guy. He's a worse character. The fuck?
Yeah, I
The
mean,
nuance is gone,
I'll
which is
be
crazy for Larian.
yeah, I'll be honest. Thinking back to my own, because the only playthrough I ever actually completed was a Dark Urge run, and like thinking back, I don't think I even realized that Sarvok was like an important guy when I fought him because I haven't played the first two games, and I was just like, oh, that was a neat mini boss. Okay, and it kept going. Like he didn't really seem that impactful as someone who didn't know the first two games.
Yeah, so he's the bad guy of the first game, and then he's a companion. I think it's one of the expansions he's a companion in.
Gotcha.
Yeah. He's a companion in an expansion for Baldur's Gate 2. And uh it's a little too complicated to put in the words, but easily. But you roll up and he rolls up with you.
Got it. Huh.
And it makes it a little bit more interesting than just strictly like, haha, I'm going to be evil murder man.
Right.
Not that he's not still that guy.
He is still John Murder. Yeah. I really, man, I gotta play back through Baldur's Gate 3 in single player now. Ah, good game. Yeah. Let's see. What else have I been up to? Oh, I guess if we want to kind of pivot towards tabletop stuff, before you go on your rant about your recent findings, uh, I've been getting into Lancer recently. Some friends of mine from college are wanting to play a Lancer game, and I was like, sure, fuck it, I'll learn that over the break. Let's see what we can do. Uh, and that's been it's a surprisingly simple system for what it manages to accomplish. Like outside of the combat, the majority of stuff is kind of just I don't know. Hey DM, what do you want to do? It's really lightweight outside of the combat, and in the combat, it's designed to flow very quickly while still giving you a lot of agency, and I think it does that really well. Uh, Also, character creation takes like maybe 10 minutes. It's actually really nice if you're trying to make a bunch of NPCs like I am. Because if you're trying, like, even if you're not just taking a stat, like, because there's a ton of stat blocks you can just take, but if you're just trying to make like story NPCs who might actually need to have more in-depth like stuff for them, it's really nice that you can just like make the character. The hardest part is finding the fucking art for the characters, and even then, Pinterest, my goat. I just steal art from Pinterest. Which talking about the AI thing, I'm so happy they added a filter to filter those out because holy fuck. Uh, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to running that. And also, I don't use any of the lore from Lancer for the game I'm planning to run because I kind of came up with my own stuff for it. But there's a lot of really cool stuff in there. Like Horus, one of the mech designers, they because there's four, technically five main companies that make the mechs, and of that, I think Horus is probably the funniest because their entire thing is we're not actually a company, we're just kind of a cognito hazard. Like, hey, you suddenly woke up and you had the schematics for a mech in your brain. Go build it. And their whole thing is kind of based around that of like there is a set amount of pilots for all of the stuff that we have, and when you die, it gets somehow passed on to the next guy. And it's never really like you can't there is no Horus executive you can go and talk to. They just kind of exist. Uh there's a bunch of other ones that have a lot of cool mechs. There's some really cool lore around all the other companies, but I think Horus is probably the funniest.
No, that is the divine intervention for my fucking MLM.
It's kind of insane also that okay, so talking about it's AI, it's funny we bring that up. Artificial intelligence, to my knowledge, does not exist in the Lancer universe. They don't have any artificial intelligences that are beyond like old Siri, right? The all of the quote unquote AIs that you can get in your mechs are just eldritch gods that we've shackled and gaslit into thinking they're AI. It's kind of hysterical.
No, it I like mechs. Mechs are cool.
True, mechs are
That's
very cool.
that's 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 my uh that's my deep thought on that one.
Yeah. Anyway, Lancer's fun. I'm looking forward to running it. Next episode, I'll probably have more in-depth things to say about it because I haven't yet run a session.
Uh, I have one more video game before I do my
Oh, sure,
inevitable
sure, sure.
tangent that you know is coming.
Oh yeah.
Uh, one of my few. I don't really celebrate Christmas that much anymore, but I did get forced into a gift. Along the way.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and yes, I'm the brand of sad white boy who does not celebrate Christmas. Um, and not for religious reasons. I just don't celebrate holidays.
Fair.
Um, but the ladies in our friend group gave me a copy of Borderlands 4, so I've been chipping through that, and I'm actually impressed.
Really?
Yeah, even the writing is more is better. It still does some of the stuff that I've complained. I don't know if I've complained about it in this
I believe you
podcast,
have, yeah.
but like it still has a lot of the same brand of stuff, but its tone it's dialed back in a way where it's just kind of like it's almost charming in that like oh they're trying really hard and to be better that
Right.
I want to give them credit even though I still don't really care for that kind of humor.
Sure.
Also interspersed with more like actual story beats, like actual moments of like, hey, that sucks. Hey, this thing has emotional weight to it. I mean, they're not crazy, like it's not like a crazy 180, but there's just more like little moments where I can like latch on to like oh yeah, that person's fucking dead or something like that. Like that sucks.
Right, yeah. It has some weight to it that where previously it might have been like, oh hey, here's a kind of weighty moment that's immediately disarmed with humor.
Uh, the first game has some of that weight. The second game loses it, but is really fun. The pre-sequel sucks. The third game has no weight to its story, but is really fun to play. And then the fourth game seems like the intersection of those two things. Playing it is phenomenal. It plays very well. I'm having a ton of fun to the point where I've started a second playthrough to play on my own.
Nice.
Um, it's crazy. I like it a lot. Uh, it's truly the year of oh fuck, I'm 180ing on things I don't like.
Oh man, speaking of, huh?
Speaking of,
Yeah.
I guess I'll get right to it real quick. I have been exploring tabletop games, seeing what I want to run for different groups. And after playing Baldur's Gate, I was like, I'll go read the 5.5, the 5th edition 2024 rules. And I am heartbroken to announce that I like them a lot, and I'm gonna be running 5th edition things again. I am personally devastated to announce that I like the changes to the rules. They addressed most of my problems in one way or another. Not necessarily in the ways I would have addressed them, but they did address them for the better. Uh, which means I have to put my money where my mouth is and actually play it.
Yeah, yeah, you, the viewers, have no idea how funny it was to wake up and open the server chat and see him talking about how, oh, by the way, this is actually, hang on, this is kind of fun. There's some cool rulings here.
It was like a slow descent over like 3 days where I was like, oh, there's some cool rulings here. That's neat. Then I was like, I'm gonna try it. And then there's the next day where I read all the rules, put in chat, oh fuck, I like fifth edition again.
It was actually fucking hysterical to read.
They really just did everything in their power to make it so that the chief problem of like it drags and it's only beginner friendly and not really long term applicable is just out the window. Because it's a lot more modular. I can do more things with it, which makes it more interesting in the long term. And while fights are probably still gonna drag, at least not everybody's doing the same fucking thing every turn.
Yeah,
The drag is eliminated by the fact that, or is alleviated by the fact that you actually have to know what's going on. Like you can't just shut your brain off.
right. Yeah, I recall I was up until like a month ago. I was running a 5e, not the 2014, not the 2024 version. I was running a
Yeah,
5e game,
I'm
and
just taking the calling at 5.5 because that's what it is.
yeah, I was running a 5e game for a couple of months, and I tried to avoid combat as much as I could because fucking hell, that is just not fun to do. I get around that by having like fun mechanics that my players have to figure out more than just a giant health tank. Uh, but even still, the 5e combat sucks. I've not messed around with 5.5, so I'll have to learn that if you're going to be running that at some point. But
The good news is functionally it plays the same. It's just tweaks to classes. So the only thing you really got to worry about is reading your skills to make sure what they do isn't different because most of the stuff functions roughly the same. As
gotcha.
far as like D20 edge and modifiers, that stuff works mostly the
Sure,
same. It's
sure.
just changes to like how abilities work and like certain spells have been changed, but like that stuff you read as you go anyways.
Right, yeah.
Like they changed counterspell for the better so that the DM doesn't just have to accept that they lose this encounter.
Oh man.
I think it's like you can use it once in a long rest and it's a fucking saving throw.
Oh, finally. Yeah, I got to use that I got to use that against my players in that 5e combat or the 5e one I was telling you about. And I was so happy with myself because I gave this stat block that spell and I was like, I'll probably not use it. They're all going to be using like spell like abilities or whatever because it was a party of two clerics, a druid and a paladin. Uh and one of the clerics tried to use mass healing word and I got to counterspell their healing spell and I felt so evil in that one moment. It was so fun.
Yeah, it's a change that's in the benefit of both sides because now nobody has to have their shit just turned off.
Yeah, that's nice. Because have
Uh,
as funny as having a button is, it does get kind of annoying when it's because in the later game combats it just turns into I counterspell. Well, I counterspell your counterspell. Well, I counterspell your counterspell counterspell, and it gets annoying.
yeah, no, it which you can still do that like once, like counterspell, I counterspell your counterspell. Okay, now we're done. That's it.
Right, right,
It turned into a thing in fifth edition of like your wizard would just hit counterspell as a reaction. Uh, or then the bad guy would hit counterspell, then your wizard would hit counterspell, and then you guys would just do this until the barbarian or fighter got mad and just rolled it, just killed somebody.
right.
Whether it's the wizard or the bad guy.
It's a bit up in the air, yeah.
So that's cool. There's a lot of changes like that where it just tweaks spells to be better for everybody involved. Uh, I think it's rule changes that are going to make the game. I think 5e kind of had a thing where it accidentally leaned into the us versus them mentality of like you're trying to beat your DM, which is not what you're trying to do.
Right.
And I think making it a thing that benefits both people in that respect, and a lot of these changes do that, are going to make it flow better as a collaborative experience because that's what it is.
Yeah, 100%.
But you could see if you read like if you browse like whatever the fucking tabletop horror stories Reddit is or anything really. There's all sorts of stories about how 5e can really easily devolve into us versus them in a way that I think other editions was even able to avoid to a certain degree. Obviously, it could always happen. It just depends on your mentality of the players. But I think the rulings uh, could foster frustration on both sides
Right.
that I think are going to be semi alleviated now.
That's good.
And I'm very impressed. I also like that. they have the rule set up in a way where 2014 rules can still apply when needed to. Like, we don't have all the races available for a 2024 remake yet, but it's all functional enough that if I want to play a GIF and I can't do it yet, I can just go pull up their old rules, and if the DM allows it, then it's not going to be a seamless transition, but it's functional. It'll
Yeah,
work. I can
yeah.
still play the character.
Just make some adjustments and you'll be fine, basically.
Yeah. Uh, on paper, you don't got to make any adjustments. You're just going to tell, like, oh, this species is from 2014.
Right.
Um, they did other things there's some stuff that I'm kind of weird about, but functionally is fine. Like they removed half races.
Huh. Like the half orcs and the half elves and
No
all that.
half, yeah, half orc, half elf. I think the half elf is technically has been renamed as a separate species because they don't call them races anymore. But I get weird vibes from that.
That's why. What?
um, I'm not entirely sure why. I've had some people theorize things at me, but I don't know why they did it for sure. Maybe they're trying to simplify things. Maybe there's a function I'm missing somewhere that lets you do that yourself.
Huh.
But uh, the theory I've had thrown at me is not one that I want to take at face value and believe necessarily. Uh,
Yeah. I mean, part of me wonders if like they're working on because I know there was a thing I forget what fucking rule set it was, but I remember seeing something about like it might have been Tasha's actually, where they had like a thing where you could create your own subspecies basically, where you just like snag a certain amount of abilities or whatever.
Lineages. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm wondering if they're trying to put something like that together for like the
Well, I
half
mean
half species.
that's what Daggerheart does, and that's fine. But it's really weird right now that, as far as I can tell, and mind you, I haven't sat down and read the whole fucking book, right?
Right,
I'm going off of knowledge I've gleaned from reading bits and pieces and going through the character mancer and looking at all the options and stuff on
right.
D&D Beyond. But I don't see anything like that.
Huh.
Uh, and it has this weird implication that is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's like,
As I
oh,
was sitting here thinking about that, I was like, huh. There's
what
a
you
potential
tell
route
you,
this
you
could go. That's like,
you're telling me no orc and no human, or no orc and no elf, or no elf and no human have ever fucked?
that I just don't believe.
You tell it what? What are we saying about this, wizards? That's obviously
Yeah.
I don't really think that was the intention, but it does have that, like, guys, come on.
Like, first of all, have you met your players? Like the people who play your game. I think orcs and elves are probably the two most horned after races. Like,
But
huh?
guys, in the climate we live in right now, do you really want to have something that maybe implies you're not okay with different races procreating?
Yeah, it's I don't know. I hope it's not that. I think it.
I'm
I'd like to think it's not.
I'm positive that's not their intention, but it does have that unfortunate, like,
It's got the connotation.
it's like, did you think this through, fellas? Uh
Yeah.
and so the theory I thought throwing around of why they did it was like the opposite of that, where they didn't want the opposite unfortunate implication
Yeah.
of, like, these not being considered, like, you're not an elf because your dad's an orc.
Right. Right.
But that's not really how I took that ever.
Yeah.
I can only say so much about this experience because I'm just a purebred. I'm white bread, right? Like, I'm just white. That's all I got.
Right. Sure.
But every person I've ever met who has parents of two different, like, ethnicities usually just identifies with both.
Yeah. It's I will admit it had some weird stuff back in like the original fifth edition where like that the half orc half elf whatever had like they were everyone was like racist against them because you weren't of either species and it's like okay that's just kind of not how it works in real life or in
Also,
the
not how it
universe.
works. Which I think, like it was thrown to me. I think the idea was to remove those implications, but you don't got to remove the fucking species to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I think you let something like that be up to the person playing the character. That's an experience you go through as an individual, right? If your character is experiencing like a racism thing, that's something you go about in universe with your DM and your table and clear it, make sure everything's above board, and then play it out. You don't have
Yeah.
a book tell me that one way or the other.
Yeah.
You
No,
live
it's
the life
like
you live, and you experience and identify with whatever side of your family or both that you do.
Yeah, as like racism has no place at a table, obviously, or anywhere for that fucking matter, right? But it
Oh,
in a fantasy universe, it can be interesting to explore like, oh, what if this society was only elves? As long as
yeah,
it's
yeah.
cleared above board, I think it can be an interesting storytelling
Uh,
device, but don't bring that shit into the real world.
so I'm very big on inclusive tables. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's friendly. We don't push boundaries as long as they're established ahead of time. That kind of thing. All important rules. And if someone's not comfortable with that, we don't explore it. And above table, if it's a prejudice, if it can be called phobia, if you hate any group of people for any particular reason, uh, for reasons outside of their control, it's not welcome at my table, and I hope it's not welcome at anybody else's. In this
Yeah,
server, it's
no.
obviously not welcome.
100%, yeah.
Um, but it's an in-universe thing to explore. As a story element, if everybody is comfortable with it being a thing present, I'm all for it. But I don't need a book to tell me that.
True. Yeah. That's probably my biggest gripe with like any role-playing system that if I was trying to learn is like, okay, have the guidelines there for the DM and the players, but don't tell me how to run my own fucking game.
You save information like that for your adventure modules.
Yeah.
Just tell me statistical information about, like, okay, orcs live this long, cool. They do this, they do this, they do this, awesome. Everything else is on me.
Yeah.
Thank you. uh, but anyway, I'm hoping that they find some way to work lineages in so that I could be half elves again, because I don't think taking that out's a good idea.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, I like making my characters half orcs. I don't think I've done it yet at this particular server, but I've played a lot of half orcs. They're fun.
yeah. Uh, so I don't really know what the long term plan for that is. And again, it's possible I just missed something. I'm not a fucking genius, but I haven't seen it, and Harold hasn't seen it, and he's weird. Like he knows shit I will never know about this fucking system. He was an
Harold, if you're listening to
encyclopedia for.
if you're listening to this, Harold, he is absolutely correct. I don't really know you that well, and I can even say that's correct.
He was encyclopedic about 2014, and I'm sure he'll get there for 5.5 too. I would just add, if I had a question about fifth edition, I wouldn't even look at the book. I'd just be like, "Hey, Harold, what's this? What's the deal with this?" When he says this is how a spell works, I'm just like, he's right.
Yeah.
It's
I
crazy. So if he can't find like half elves in any capacity, I don't know, man.
yeah. Uh there's something else. Did you have anything else you wanted to say?
I'm just really impressed with how they turned it around. It seems like Wizards on their redemption arc right now, so I hope to keep it up. I liked it so much that I went and I resubscribed to D&D Beyond and found out that I liked their virtual tabletop well enough too. So I'm probably just gonna go back to running some 5e around here.
Hell yeah. Oh, 5.5, but yeah.
Yeah, 5.5.
Hell yeah.
Just running some good old. I'm even planning to not use my own setting for a little while, give it a break, and just run some like Faerun, Forgotten Realms, and maybe some Planescape.
Oh, that would be I don't think I've ever like actually played an honest to God Faerun campaign. I played like 2 sessions of Escape from Waterdeep and that was it.
I've got. I worked on a document that uh, goes through the lens of like Baldur's Gate, like what happens after Baldur's Gate 3 in terms of like the state of the world. And I made that, and I'm using that timeline as my version of Faerun to run in.
Oh.
So like I'm gonna run for my one group tonight, a one shot that's gonna turn into a campaign when it's my turn to run a full campaign again. And
Oh,
then
cool.
on one of the two groups we're in, I'm probably gonna also run like a same timeline, different problem, like I've done for
Right.
Sentient, where I've done like everything that happened in their campaign happened. Depending on what it happens, they might even be concurrent,
Uh-huh.
or roughly concurrent in universe or out of universe. I don't know. But same timeline. So my like version of the world state at the end of Baldur's Gate 3 will be the one that takes effect, because how else would you do it? There's no
Gotcha,
canon
gotcha.
ending, so
Yeah, yeah. It's oh man. I love like Faerun content because it's so funny to me that by running Faerun, you are also inadvertently canonizing like games like Dead by Daylight and like stuff like that because canonically Vecna got taken to Dead by Daylight.
true.
And
Uh,
there's so much goofy shit that gets canonized
well,
by Faerun, but yeah,
running in any pre-established wizard setting is Wizards of the Coast setting is really fun because then you're also technically running a Planescape game because Planescape just works in that all these different settings are just a part of the material plane on a different level.
true, yeah.
So like if I run a Faerun game, there's no reason I can't include Planescape elements or vice versa or have it be just kind of both.
Yeah. Can I give you some really cursed knowledge for a second?
Uh, I couldn't stop you if I tried.
Correct. Through a very short chain of connections, if you run a Faerun game, I can connect your game to Fortnite. The
Hold on,
silence is deafening.
I I can I can get there. Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
Okay.
Uh, let me figure it out. So I know first step, right? Faerun, Vecna, Dead by Daylight. Got
Yep.
that.
Yep.
Um, Dead by Daylight. So it's gonna spurn off of a guest character from that. Um, is it cheating if I look at the list of Dead by Daylight characters?
I honestly, I was just gonna tell you. So if you want to try and find it, go for it.
I want to figure it out. This is fun.
Sure.
It's. I'm going to assume it's probably a killer. But well,
I
no,
mean,
I did that. No, no, it's not a killer. Hold on, it's not a killer.
I mean, technically, it's multiple things.
No, I've got one right now.
Oh, sure. Okay. Well, what's yours? I'll tell you the one I made.
So, right, Vecna, Dead by Daylight.
Uh,
Dead by Daylight has a Jill Valentine who is in Fortnite.
yep.
I've done it.
The ones that I thought of was Scream as a killer in Dead by Daylight. He's in Fortnite.
Okay.
I believe, I think, no, not Freddy Krueger. Oh God, I'm thinking of another one of the movie ones, and I'm blanking. I'm a fake horror
Uh,
movie fan.
I know
Fucking
Michael Myers is in there.
Michael Myers is in there. Yep, that's one of them. Fuck, what's the other one? Whatever.
Movie
Jason.
killers?
Jason. That's the one. Oh God, I'm a fake horror movie fan. Yeah, Jason is in both. There's
Is
also
he?
a yeah. I think I'm like 90% sure he is.
I don't think he is because they have a bunch of rights issues with him.
Hang on, let me look this up. You guys get to hear my clicky clacky sounds. Hang on.
Uh,
Uh,
okay,
yeah,
he's in Fortnite, but he isn't in Dead by Daylight.
he was. He's not anymore, but he was. Uh,
In Dead by Daylight? No.
I was he not? Am I think? Oh, I might be thinking of. I'm thinking of Scream again. I'm getting my horror movies mixed up. Uh, yeah, and then there was, I believe, like more than just Jill Valentine. I think there's several of the fucking the survivors in Dead by Daylight who are also skins in Fortnite. Rick Grimes, I think.
That makes sense. The alien, the xenomorph is in Dead by Daylight and is
Yep,
also in Fortnite.
that's my goat right there.
Ripley, I think, as well.
I think so. I'm not sure about the Fortnite connection, but I think
I don't
so.
know about that for sure. And then Stranger Things is in both, I believe.
Yes, I think they're adding a lot more Stranger Things stuff. Like soon with the the
So
finishing of that.
there's a couple of.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, we've reached the degrees of separation bit. You know, where it's like thing always ties back to other thing. And there's a
yeah,
couple of versions of it, and it's reaching to that point with Fortnite.
yeah. It's really funny. Like I played a game, the Wikipedia game
Yeah,
where
yeah, yep, yep.
I played that. It was with a friend of mine where we started from like a random games wiki and saw how many jumps it
Oh,
took to get to Fortnite.
with the Fortnite. Oh man, yeah, we're hitting Fortnite degrees of separation. Um,
Oh
what was our
man,
original fucking topic?
I it was you're talking about
Oh,
Faerun. I was saying I
Favorite
can connect it
edition.
to
Yeah,
Fortnite.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I'm probably gonna run a bunch of Faerun stuff for a while. Give my own setting a break because I did a bunch of games in that and play with Faerun because I've got the worms for that setting right now.
Funny you say worms.
Yo, what
uh,
the fuck? Oh, never mind.
the
I
brain
got you.
worms. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the literal brain worms.
Literal brain worms. Uh, yeah. Oh man, Faerun is such a fun setting. It's so fucking like it is a really good representation of how fucked a world would be if it had like that degree of magical integration. Like
It bums me out when people boil it down to just like, oh, it's just high fantasy. Like, yeah, it's standard high fantasy, but it's a little bit more interesting than that.
yeah, like if I recall, there's an entire mountain range that just doesn't fucking exist anymore because some wizard said, "Hey, you know what would be funny?" and then did something stupid.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, the breadth of history that exists, the amount of things that have happened makes it an interesting setting. There's so much cool stuff that's just happened, even though it's relatively standard as a high fantasy setting by and large. It's fairly deep and complex as well, and I think that makes it interesting in and of itself.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Like I know it's not like Eberron or one of the other ones where it has a lot more cool stuff going on, but
I
in terms of
think
like what the setting is, but I like it a lot.
I think Faerun is probably the better of the settings to just use as a cookie cutter. Like I'm going to run a
Yeah,
campaign in this with my own story. Uh,
there's a reason why it's the I think what probably like ignoring like Dragonlance, it's probably like the easiest thing to just like here you go.
yeah, yeah. Ah, man, I my first ever experience before I knew what D&D was I read a what like the Dritz Stowurden books
Mm-hmm.
when I was like 12. Way too young for that series, by the way.
For
Uh,
sure.
but dude, that was probably where I first got interested in that. And Dritz Stowurden, that's my goat right there. Every time he got mentioned in Baldur's Gate, I did the fucking the meme where I point. It's like, oh, there it is. They mentioned it. They said it.
Yeah, I've seen it in the server too, not to call anybody out, where they just kind of chalk Faerun up as high fantasy, and it's like you're right, it is high fantasy, but it's not like we're not playing Lord of the Rings over here. Like
Yeah, there's a
there's
lot
stuff
more
at
to
play
it.
here.
Yeah,
It's not like standard high fantasy in the sense of like I'm telling you one kind of story. Like give it some credit.
yeah. I don't know.
You know who you are,
Yeah, pointing.
pointing right
Uh,
at you.
yeah, Faerun's fun. Looking forward to playing that. Should you ever run it, I will have to learn 5.5 because I know fuck all
It,
about it.
it's a win. I'm so uncon. Literally, if I when I decide to run it, just show up because everything that's different about it's gonna make sense almost immediately, and it's
Okay,
just gonna be a matter of reading your character sheet.
got it. Check.
I'm gonna
Gotcha.
I'll have all the books on fucking Beyond, so by that point, so you won't have to worry about that. Like it's just gonna be reading your sheet. There'll
Affirm.
be
I can
maps
do
and
that.
everything.
Oh, dude. Oh, man. It's going to be. Okay. So, for context, for those of you who don't know, which I guess is probably like two people, uh,
You never
Dustin
know.
does not use combat maps ever.
If I need to demonstrate something, I'll draw it on paint and post it.
Yeah.
Up to this point,
It's
and there's a reason for my choice of doing that, but I'll let you go ahead first.
like, it is almost exclusively theater of the mind. And I almost never don't have a battle map for a map I'm running. So, it's going to be really weird to all of a sudden be playing in a Dustin game with a battle map.
So the explanation for the lack of battle maps. Uh, I used to use them, never with these guys because I've been playing this game since I don't want to talk about time. It doesn't matter. Old.
Old ass.
Yeah, I've played this game for a long time. Closing in on 15 years, actually looking at it. Which isn't as long as some people. Like I haven't been around for the entire lifespan, but I've been playing. I played 3.5, played 4, played 5, and I played a bunch of other stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I used to when I had a ton of time, would hand draw maps on like grid paper when we did in person because that's the way you used to do it. And
Sure.
back then, sometimes you'd pre-prepare, but a lot of the time you would show up and you'd draw it as you go, and people would see what's in front of them because then instead of fog of war, you're just drawing out the
Literally
rumors you're
drawing
going to
it.
plant,
Yeah.
and it's just grid paper, so it's just lines, whatever. Uh, Getting away from that and getting into online, it's a little bit more difficult to have that process. Roll20 has its grids, and I would I transfer that process one for one fairly easily. But then playing with different groups of people, starting to play with because like my first groups were like family and stuff like that, so it's a lot of like older people,
Uh-huh.
adults when I was like a kid.
Sure.
Uh, um, so they were kind of used to it this way. They'd been playing AD&D, old
Oh,
shit.
man.
I come to this method of that, and then when you start playing with what I started playing with other people who were younger, and especially now, right?
Right.
I couldn't hand draw a map for like No offense, the kids in this fucking server.
Yeah, yeah.
They would watch me take that process and go fucking watch TikTok on their phone while I'm drawing a map for 30 seconds.
Yeah, I for the maps that I do when I play in person, I the only ones that I DM nowadays are in person. I've kind of gotten over DMing online, but uh DMing in person, I steal a map from somewhere on the internet and then I put my own grid over it and I put it on a screen and we run from that.
Yeah, so I wish I could run in person. I don't know anybody in this town who plays this fucking game. Like I couldn't run it. I want to play in person so bad again. Just
Yeah,
one group.
yeah.
I can't.
To be fair, I had an exceptionally easy time of it because I'm an English major, and every single fucking person in that program at a college is autistic as fuck and definitely plays D&D. So
Crazy line, by the way.
I say this as a member of the program who is under the same
Uh,
labels.
but
Just kidding, love you
when I was
guys.
in college, we were all like, I was like STEM, shit like that. So
Sure,
nerds, but a different kind of nerd. Nursing, animal, wildlife, sciencey stuff. So
right.
I didn't have that like, I didn't take a lot of like creative writing, and half of those were online anyways. So I haven't had a group to run with in person in a long time, and making friends is hard. So
True.
the people I know in person don't really play this game. I've got people around me who do, but like my cousin lives, not in town, nearby, but not in town. I've got a friend in this server who lives in this town, but we don't collectively we don't know the people. So I don't get to run in person as much as I would fucking adore to.
Yeah,
Uh, but for a while, I would hand make maps for online, use like a program like Incarnate or Dungeon Draft or whatever, and that was fine. Then I got a full time job, and that's fucking impossible to keep up with
yeah,
every week.
true.
So I stopped, and that's became Theater of the Mind. And in my opinion, I got pretty good at running at Theater in the Mind.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Uh, but the Beyond tools are really good. They've got a bunch of pre-made maps that you can just pluck and steal and repurpose whatever you want. Like some people are going to be like, "Oh, that's from the Descent into Avernus, right?" Technically, but we're going to use our brain and pretend it's not.
Yeah.
Also, since I pay for it because it's only $5-6 a month, I have 10 gigabytes of maps I can upload. So yeah,
God
I just
damn.
go online, find people who release their maps for free, and borrow them.
Yeah, that's it's become kind of a running joke in my in-person group where they're like, "Oh man, what does this sigil here on the wall mean?" And it's like the logo of the person who made it just like in the middle of the fucking thing.
So, and if I ever did it in some way where it's like, since I do this in my own time for fun, I'm not that worried about borrowing these maps.
Yeah,
It's like whatever. It's what you release them on Reddit for me to use it.
right.
Like I try to find ones that people put out there
Yeah, yeah.
themselves,
I do want to clarify. Support the artists. I only use maps that are freely available. Do not pirate artists' work. Continue.
or I'll pay for it if I need to. Anyway, I've got a bunch, and it's got 10 gigabytes to upload. I might as well go back to using maps.
Yeah, fair enough.
Uh, it also was a situation of like doing that. There was a period of time where the only game I ran was one that we recorded and uploaded for like actual play type shit,
Uh-huh.
which I don't do anymore because I don't talk. I just it sputtered out with that group.
Right.
But we did that, and I was self conscious about using art someone else made, even though they released it freely for that purpose.
Uh-huh.
So I tried to hand make everything for that, and it took me fucking forever, and then I ran out of time.
Yeah.
So it became Theater of the Mind for that as well, which isn't nearly as easy to do when you're recording it for people to consume.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Um, if I did that again, I would just find the maps that were released for free and credit it, probably.
Right, yeah.
But you learn when you're releasing content online because there's no fucking rule book for this shit.
True.
There's no guidelines. You just do something, and if you fuck up, it's like, all right, well, sorry,
Oopsie.
won't happen again. So that's that tangent.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping it'll be interesting once I start introducing maps to people.
Yeah, I look forward to it. It'll be a lot of fun. I might, for the first time in my entire, like, 8 years of playing tabletop, finally play a fucking wizard. I've never done that.
Just play sorcerer.
I've played, like, six sorcerers.
Same shit, just better. I'm kidding.
Uh,
Uh,
let's see, what
well,
the fuck else were we going to talk about? Oh,
we have two other topics, so I think these will probably be a little less
yeah, yeah.
drastic. So, first thing I wanted to do is do a look back at the year and just talk about the things that we really enjoyed. things that came out this year, but also if it's the first time you played it or it just stood out to you this year, even if it didn't come out this year. Things you played, watched, listened to that this past year that impacted you in some way.
Yeah, sure. I guess I could start there. Baldur's Gate 3, we already talked about that. I won't harp on that
Yeah,
more. Fantastic
it's
game.
on my list
Played
too.
that, beat that. Uh,
Yeah.
one.
I also that and Baldur's Gate, Baldur's Gate 3 and Borderlands 4 are on my list. I talked about them already, so I won't go into it. But they both impressed me a lot this year. One of them didn't come out this year, but I spent a lot of time playing it. So
Sure, yeah. Let's see. One of the other ones. One that I played a shit ton of. Well, there's two of them. Abiotic Factor, such a good game. Holy, I haven't encountered a game with that level of like progression in a long time. It's actually incredibly well done, and they're still updating it too.
um, Monster Hunter Wilds, a year won't go by where a Monster Hunter game comes out and it isn't in this list for me. Uh, Up there is potential game of the year for me, just because I like Monster Hunter that much.
Yeah, yeah. I play. Oh man, I need to get back into that. I had to delete it for storage space, but yeah, I need to play that again.
God damn it, play Monster Hunter, you son of a bitch. Roll up, god damn you.
Let's see, other big game. Oh, Warframe. I have to mention my goat. I have put probably like 300 something hours into that game in the last like year. Uh, Good ass game. God, I love that game. It makes me want to tear my hair out sometimes. Good game.
I would be also remiss not to mention Clay Obscure, which, even with its AI controversy, was still a really good game, and I played it before I knew about that. So I'm gonna give it credit because I think the artistry is clear. And that game's unfortunately hit a point of like, the cycle of like people like the thing, now it's popular, now everybody hates it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's hit that point, and that sucks because I think it's a really good game, and people are harping on shit that doesn't matter that much. Like they're problems, but they aren't like. I think they're ignoring the high points of that game.
yeah, definitely. Uh, I guess Hades 2. I still haven't beat that game. I have a lot more progress I have to make, but that was a fun ass game. Even if I was playing it on mouse and keyboard, which it was not meant to be played on. Or I guess it was, but like it's way better on controller. Anyway, good game.
Good game. I'm trying to think about what else came out because I'm sure there's something I'm gonna forget about.
I guess I could do it because I got just a real quick fire. There's a couple of small games that I played a lot of.
Yeah, pop off.
Let's see. Sulfur, good ass game. Really fun
Okay.
roguelike. Really good to
Yeah.
just have up in the background while you're doing other shit. Uh, Look Outside is a game that I got given by a friend. It's made in RPG Maker and actually
Oh
has.
yeah, yeah.
I
Has a
have.
little like horror
Yeah,
RPG.
I have no idea how they did half the shit they did. It's like fun ass game.
No, it's really cool. I'm bad and stupid, but it's really fun.
Yeah, yeah. Another one that's been out for fucking ages, but I play it off and on constantly. Project Zomboid, love that game. Uh, Hate that game, love that game, hate that game. Yeah.
I know it came out last year, but I think it hit this server like wildfire. Helldivers 2 for us
Oh
this
yeah,
year.
I was about to mention that
Uh,
one too. Yeah,
it's last year's game, but this server in particular went crazy for it this past year.
yeah. Helldivers 2, incredible game. Thank you, devs, for making it so much smaller. Holy fuck.
It
Uh,
is significantly smaller, actually.
yeah. What was it like 150 something down to 23? Crazy. Let me see. What else have I played a lot of? Darktide. Darktide's one of those games where like I reinstall it and play it for like a couple of games, and it's really fun, and then I just forget about it. Uh, Still a pretty decent game though.
It's fun, yeah. For some reason, it doesn't hit the same way for me as Vermintide did, but it's still fun.
Yeah, the characters are a lot less defined in Darktide. The
Yeah.
the part of the joy of Vermintide was hearing all the characters have funny interactions.
Sigma.
That's my goat right there. That's probably my
I
favorite
love it.
character in like most
I,
top five in any game, honestly.
I love that stupid son of a bitch.
Hang on. Here's one I have to mention. I don't like it much anymore, but I did for a while. Marvel Rivals.
That
Uh,
yeah, that's been off and on for me all year, so it's hard for me to say that I didn't play it. I still have fun with it.
yeah. I got to a point where most of the people I play with are like fucking ultra competitive, like upper, like super upper tier game players, And it's just like, I do not play at the same level as you. I feel like a
Come
dumbass.
come play with me and Joe. We're casual as shit.
I
We're stupid as fuck.
might have to do that.
We play and we're like we play, we roll up, we check what our daily challenges are, and we just kind of fuck around.
I might have to reinstall and do that then.
I've never touched ranked in my life. Never will probably. We just roll it up in quick play and we fuck around for a few hours. Come play. Reinstall. This is not a request.
I will clear up space immediately.
Come play video games with me again. God damn it.
I'm sorry, I've been busy.
Yeah, well,
Oh, fuck. I don't know if that came through the microphone, but he just held a gun to my head.
I played it on the soundboard, so it should have
It
still went
probably
through.
picked up. Regardless, yeah, I'll reinstall. I'll hop in and play some games.
You fucking better, you son of a bitch.
I know, I'm sorry.
Listen to this. This guy just does white boy podcasts with me and then doesn't talk to me.
I've been busy. I've been working outside for like 5 hours a day. I'm tired.
Yeah. Likely story. Um, there's so many things I could mention. There's a lot of. This is a good year for playing old stuff because I'm too broke to play new stuff.
Yeah. Man, that's yeah.
I think the fucking System Shock 2 remaster came out. That was really good this
I
year.
yeah. I haven't played that one yet. It's been on my list though. One game that I have to mention because technically I have a good amount of hours in it. It's the best game that I love to play when I have fucking nothing else to play. Battlefield 6. Great to just hop on when I'm really bored.
I played a lot of Fallout, and this is crazy. I played a lot of Fallout New Vegas this year, trying to get trying to get the last couple of achievements.
Yeah.
Uh, I have 5 left, and they're just ending achievements and a hardcore playthrough.
Ooh.
So easy peasy. And then um, I think the best thing for me to top it off with is probably, as with every year, I've been playing Halo off and on near constantly.
Hell yeah.
So if you needed some recommendations from the last year, I think there's a pretty good list of things we recommend, whether they're from this year or just things that were good.
Yeah. Uh Now something I actually did a little bit of research on. Should we talk about games we're excited for that are coming out this next year?
Yes, sir.
Well,
Tell me, B, you did research.
I've got a couple that I'm looking out for.
Roll it.
So it's a lot of indie games that I've been following. There's a couple of like more popular games. I'll get to it in a little bit, but man, Dead is Disco, probably my favorite rhythm game of the year. I played the demo of it, and I think it's coming out 2026. It is a fun ass game, and genuinely some of the most satisfying like rhythm combat I've played in a game. Uh, Another one is hang on, I gotta get my wish list up. I saved a bunch of them.
Hey, he's really on it.
Far Far West, banger game. I played the demo of that one too. I think it was on during Next Fest. What if Helldivers, Deep Rock Galactic, except you're robot cowboys with magic?
Yeah.
It's so fucking fun. One that I'm a little dubious on, but I hope they make it good, is Anvil Empires. I think that's coming out in 2026. It's made by the same people who made Foxhole, except it's medieval. So maybe good, maybe not. The demo was a little iffy, but hopefully they'll make it better. Hang on. Let me see. There's another one. Ace Combat 8. Holy fuck. Never thought I'd see the day.
Yeah.
Ace Combat 8's coming out. Probably gonna get that one on release. That looks so cool. Hang on. Let me see here. There's fucking that one. Okay, this one is like a super small name one that probably like maybe 10 hours max of content, but Quarantine Zone. Basically you play as a checkpoint manager during a zombie apocalypse.
Papers,
Uh,
please.
it basically, except you also have a Glock, and if someone starts turning into a zombie, you just fucking shoot them.
You had a gun in Papers, Please, too.
Oh, I need to play that fucking game. It's been recommended to me to no end, and I just have not
God,
gotten around to
dog.
it.
One of the greatest of all time.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention this. I was gonna say it, and then I forgot to when we were talking about favorite games. Deltarune. Deltarune, chapters 3 and 4 came out. I loved those. Those were so fucking good. And I think 5 and 6 are coming out 2026, aren't they? Hang on, you're gonna hear clicky clacky sounds. Sorry about this.
I'm sure they are.
Uh, yeah, second half of 26 is when they're expected to release. So that's gonna be a fucking banger. Look it out for that. I guess there's a couple of other ones that are like, oh, that'd be neat. Uh, GTA 6. Oh boy.
I've got a lot of reasons why I'm probably not gonna buy that. At least not when it comes out.
Yeah,
For one
yeah,
thing, I will never respect increasing your price tag to that fucking level.
yeah. There's the
Uh,
price tag. There's the fact that I don't think my rig can run it.
there's the fact that everything that's been going on with them, like morally, that
Yeah,
I don't agree with.
there's a bunch of stuff with the devs and union busting. That's a little
Union
iffy.
busting and bad conditions and poor treatment of released employees and
Yeah, it's not great. Uh, the 007 game. I don't know if I'm going to play that, but it definitely looks interesting.
uh, so that's on mine as well, and I'm definitely gonna play that because it's by the people who made the all the Hitman games, but especially the trilogy from the last like decade.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Uh,
that.
and I think they would make a banger AAA. Wow, 007 game. And it
Damn.
looks really cool. It even looks kind of like those games, so I imagine that they're going to. That stealth system makes sense for James Bond, of
Yeah,
like disguises and blending in, but not actually sneaking as much. So I'm very excited for that, and also glad that it got delayed slightly.
yeah. Speaking of, I think Marvel's Wolverine. What are your thoughts on
It's
that?
very excited for that as well. The little bit of so that trailer that came out, I think was probably just really poorly done.
Uh-huh.
Uh, because they basically just played like the same attack animation on loop, cut between multiple
Yeah,
moments.
yeah.
And I'm guessing it's probably. I think they are trying to call back to a different Wolverine game that came out. I don't know if you played the Origins game. You're probably a little young to have played
I
that,
don't think I have, no.
but it was a tie into that shitty movie. But the game's really good, and the way that combat was flowing reminded me of that, which is good. But I think they were trying to replicate the appearance of that in a trailer, and I don't think it landed.
Right.
But it's just gonna be interesting for me to say this next sentence because I spent one of these episodes shitting on Spider-Man 2. Uh, Insomniac makes good games. Even their worst game is still like an 8 out of 10, 7 out of 10. Like
Right,
Spider-Man
yeah.
2 is still fun, still a good game. I just got problems. I have faith that they are going to make a good Wolverine game. I'm hoping. I think it looks like it could be good.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, sorry, I was looking through my list here of games that I wrote down to talk about. Squadron 42. I'll believe that that game's coming out when it's in my fucking hands. That game was supposed to come out 7 years ago. That's Star Citizen. You know Star Citizen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that is the game that Star Citizen is supposed to be. It's like, oh, Squadron 42 is like Star Citizen, but with a storyline. That game was supposed to come out 7 years ago, and the company has racked up more than $1 billion in profits. I don't think it's ever fucking coming out. One game that I'll probably check it out. I don't know if I'll get it on release, but that Star Wars racing game that they announced at the Game Awards.
Yeah, I probably won't. I don't really like racing games.
That's fair.
But
I'll. It depends entirely on what is actually in the game. If it's just Forza but with Star Wars, that's kind of eh. But if they do it well, I might check it out.
I'm one of those freaks who doesn't really like Mario Kart, so
That's fair. I will also just come out and say I'm really bad at racing games. I just like playing them because they make me feel cool. Uh,
I get stressed out.
that's
Racing,
fair.
like having that expectation of like if you're not winning, you're not having a good time, stresses me out.
Yeah, yeah, that's super fair. Uh, oh, sorry. I was looking through the list of some other games that are coming out, and I have to mention this as a diehard Warhammer fan. Dude,
Mechanicus 2.
Mechanicus 2, and it's not coming out this next year, but it's in development. 40K Total War. Holy fuck.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's cool too.
I pogged out of my mind when I saw that on the trailers. That looked
Uh,
so
I, I
cool.
I messaged Brandon about it the second I saw it.
I I really, really hope they don't drop the ball on it because it has the potential to genuinely make them so much money, and
They
also be a
all,
really
they,
fun game.
I mean, even with Warhammer Total War Warhammer 3, they've unfucked it.
Yeah, they've definitely done a lot to make it better. I think if they follow their usual pattern with those games and have like a couple factions on launch and then slowly release more of them to, keep things flowing, I think that would work really well for a 40K game, especially because of the sheer amount of fucking factions in that game. Shout out to my goat, the Necrons. I hope those get dropped pretty quick.
True. They're very cool. I like the skeletons.
I'm gonna cut myself
Yeah.
off there before I go onto a fucking tangent about that again. Subnautica 2, I'm a little iffy on that one. There's a lot of problems that I've had with that. But supposedly the beta is coming out, so I guess we'll see how it
Problems with
is.
that? You have to catch me
There's
up.
Sure. So I forget the name of the publisher they're working with, but there's a big thing of like, oh, a lot of the developers got fired from Subnautica 2. The company said they were breaking contracts or whatever. Uh, Turns out the reason that they got fired was because they were promised a huge bonus if they got the game ready by a certain time, and they said, "Hey, we'll have the game ready even earlier." And so the company fired them so they wouldn't have to give them the bonus.
Eh.
uh, which sucks. But I'm not up to date on. I remember that happening, and then I don't know anything else about it. So hopefully they unfucked that situation. I'll look into it. Otherwise, probably not going to play the game.
Valid. Extremely valid. I didn't know about most of that. I never finished Subnautica 1. I usually fall off right around the point where you leave the radiated ship.
That's pretty early on then.
Yeah,
I
which is crazy because it takes me like 10 hours to
Yeah,
fucking get to that.
yeah. I really hope that they unfuck the situation with Subnautica 2 because apparently it's supposed to have co-op, and that would be the coolest thing ever.
Yeah,
Let me see. Slay the Spire 2 is supposed to go into early access in 26.
that's on my list too.
Oh boy, you want to talk about that one? I've actually not played the first one yet.
Oh my god.
I know. I'm a
I fucking adore Slay the Spire.
pop off.
Slay the Spire is one of my probably my favorite deck builder of that variety. Um, I don't know. It reminds me. I get the same feeling from that I get from playing Balatro, where I can just roll up, do a couple runs to Slay the Spire. I've done damn near everything. They thought it out really well. It's really well thought out. There's a lot of ways to make fun cheese builds. It's just fun, you know. It's just a good time.
Yeah. It's been on my list for ages, and I just never got around to actually buying the damn thing. I need to do that.
You should. It's really good.
I might actually
It's
have it somewhere. I think I have it on Epic, but well, that's Epic.
don't even know.
Well, to be fair, I kind of just have a thing where I pick up the Epic game of the week for no other reason than to have it. Uh, so I'll need to go and check if that's in there. If it's not, I might, even if it is, I might still buy it because those devs are cool.
Yeah, no. I recommend that game wholeheartedly.
Let's see. That's all the ones I had written down. Let me look up real quick and see if there's any other ones
Yeah,
that
sure.
look cool. Do you have anything you wanted to talk about while I look that up?
Uh, I've got a whole ass list, so I could pop through mine real quick.
Sure, go for it.
Just give me 1 second here to pull my list up again. Okay. Oh, there we go. So these aren't in a particular order. I just was compiling it while you were talking. Um, I'll start with the obvious one that I will probably talk about to no end. Resident Evil Requiem is going to come out in February. I've already set aside the money to buy it. I'm going to play it when it comes out. I've played every one of those games in this franchise. They will take this franchise from me when I die.
I had
Uh,
forgotten that was coming out this year. That's a pretty big one.
I'm very excited for it. I mean, I don't like all the games in the franchise. Obviously, I've got some I don't like, but I love the franchise, and I'm almost certainly gonna play it. I'm very happy with what I saw in the trailers.
Old
Uh,
Leon.
Old Leon. Yeah, no, Old Man Energy. I think it looks like they're finally reaching a point of like They did stuff to experiment with a modernized action-y gameplay feel, and they've done a lot to experiment with a modernized horror feel, and this feels kind of like the culmination of the two gameplay styles they've been trying to perfect for the last decade or so.
Uh-huh. Right, right.
Out of the remakes, I mean, like their modern output for this franchise. Everything from like 7 onwards, so almost 10 years. And it feels like it's kind of coalescing to this moment of like, here's everything we've put to practice over the last several installments. We finally find a way to perfect the two identities of this game, and I'm very excited. There's also cool lore callbacks I like. I like going back to Raccoon City because I'm a nostalgic bastard. Um, so very excited. This game could come out and look like dog shit, and I'd still be excited to play it. I bought Resident Evil 6 when it came out. I've owned that. I own 4 copies of that game. I mean, the worst game in the franchise, and I own it 4 times. So whatever. Nothing will ever stop me. Uh, and then Slay the Spire 2 was on my list, but we talked about that. We mentioned Mechanicus 2. I haven't finished Mechanicus 1, but it was really good.
The
Um,
humor in that game is like obviously all the gameplay and shit is good, but the humor in that game really gets me.
Talked about Wolverine, which I'm excited for. I'm excited to give a shot at least. We talked about 007. Okay. Vampire Crawlers, which is like the dungeon crawler in Vampire Survivors.
Huh.
I like Vampire Survivors a lot. It's one of those like I booted up and play it for a little while games. So that looks cool. I kind of like it just on brand recognition, but I'm gonna try it. The Halo 1 remake's supposed to come out in this next year. I don't know if I like it or not. I wasn't entirely pleased with what I saw, but there's other things I thought were cool. I'm gonna try it. I'm obligated to try it.
Sure, yeah.
I'll give it a shot. I didn't like the last time they remade Halo 1, but maybe they'll learn their lesson this time. Um, Mugenics comes out in February. That's the next game from the creator of The Binding of Isaac and Super Meat Boy.
Oh,
So I'm gonna
okay.
give that a shot. It's like a kind of strategy, like not like real time strategy, but like XCOM-esque strategy game.
Oh, neat.
So I'll give that a whirl. Because I'm gonna buy everything he makes. Um, there's a Yakuza 3 remake coming out in 2026. That franchise is near and dear to me, so I'm gonna pick that up at some point. Probably not when it comes out because I played Yakuza 3 already, but I'll grab it at some point.
Yeah, it'll be on the list.
Um, Fatal Frame 2 is getting a remake, and that's my favorite game in that franchise. So I'll give that a pick up at some point, probably. If nothing else, just because. Now we're down to the 4 more that are probably more substantial. There's a new Onimusha game coming out in 2026, from what I understand.
Uh-huh.
That's Capcom's other franchise. There's like 8 others in there, but they own that one too. It's samurai action with a little bit of horror mixed in. I like the first one. The other ones are pretty good too. So a new one of those is pretty cool. Pretty cool deal for me. This next one is I only really realized I wanted to play it at the Game Awards a couple of weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
But we finally got to see gameplay for Pragmata,
Oh yeah,
and
that's the one by the Soma devs, isn't it?
no, that's Capcom.
That's Capcom. Who am I think? I know there was one that was like
Yeah,
the Soma
I don't think
devs.
that's coming out this year though.
Oh, isn't it? Okay.
I think it's 2027.
Ah, gotcha.
I think. I'm also excited for that, but I don't think it's coming out this year.
Yeah, I remember we talked about Soma at some point.
Yeah, that's because things those guys make are also really good. I might be wrong though. I just don't remember what the name of that game is, so I can't fact check myself.
Yeah, I'm not certain.
But if that's coming out this year, it's on my list too because Frictional owns me.
Yeah, I think
Um,
one game that I forgot to mention that I've got to shout out because I've been looking at this game for a while is the game that has a actually like fucking 30 syllable or 30 letter long name. I'm gonna try and pronounce it, and I'm going to butcher it horribly. Planeten Verte de Gungs Canon Commandant. PVKK. It's a job simulator where you operate an orbital cannon. It looks cool as hell. I've seen a lot of stuff about it, and I am a massive autist for anything that's a big gun, so I'm probably gonna check it out.
Ontos is the fucking game.
Oh,
The
that's the
frictional
one.
guys, and it is 2026. I
Oh,
did not
hell yeah.
realize that.
Hell yeah.
I don't think it's got. It doesn't have a month yet, but it is planned release date 2026. So yeah, put that in my list too because those guys could serve me up a slice of bread, and I'd probably eat it.
I need
They
to
have
find,
served me up a slice of bread, actually.
I'm hungry for a slice of bread now. Actually, I'm gonna go get that after we're done recording.
Make some fucking toast.
Hell yeah.
Um, so that's cool. My last two, Dusk Bloods, because it's gonna be the closest we're gonna get to Bloodborne 2.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was coming out.
And yeah, I'll pick up a Switch 2 eventually, so I'll play that. Probably won't play it when it comes out. Probably won't even play it the next year. But bet your ass my eye's gonna be on it.
Hell yeah.
And then the last one is another one that finally got announced formally very recently. Control Resonant, which I'm assuming is just Control 2.
Yeah, Control 2,
Uh,
dude.
I like Control. It's not my favorite game by that company. Alan Wake owns my heart forever, but it was still really good. And the idea of switching it to a melee focus intrigued the shit out of me.
Yeah, melee focus, and it looks like it's a lot of the same, like, semi-open world shit. That looks
Yeah.
cool as hell.
Also, the main character swap is crazy.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for that.
So that looks really exciting for me. That's what I'm looking forward to this next year as far as new stuff. I'm sure I'll play a bunch of old stuff and talk about that off and on too.
Yeah, I'll probably also yap about stuff to no end. Eventually, one of these days, I'm gonna get an episode where I can yap about Warframe at length because I love that game.
I mean, what the fuck else are we gonna talk about in January, Doug?
We'll figure it out. Maybe I'll get
We'll,
to
we'll,
yap
we'll just pick up
Warframe
some
then.
stupid shit to yap about. We'll talk about fucking whatever. I don't know. We'll figure it
We'll
out.
figure it out. It's a new year. We'll see what happens.
New year, same white boys.
True. Maybe some guests potentially. We'll see. It's a new year.
Yeah, maybe. Probably start talking about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a problem for us to figure out.
Next
Not
year.
right now.
Yeah.
We'll leave off with all that, I guess, and see everybody in 2026.
Yeah. See you all next year.
Ooh.